probably close to a year layoff. This guy's been out of the cage for 6.5 years.
Oh my goodness. I don't know that I would want to come back and do this after 6.5 years. Like, every camp is the hardest camp ever.
And he shoots right away trying to get that shot in. Demarques sprawls out of it.
But the thing is, he's so young, and now he's training at the MMA lab with guys like Benson Henderson, and he felt like he just needed to grow a little bit. He said he got in the UFC, and he just didn't feel like he took advantage of it. Yeah, he didn't appreciate it. Now he really appreciates getting back and fighting in that cage.
Capo really trying to get that takedown, but Demarques so far holding him off.
Now, Demarques comes from an amazing gym where you have Greg Jones wrestling. His wrestling is outstanding. He should be well trained. I feel like it's going to be very difficult for him to get this takedown.
For those of you asking on the YouTube chat, red corner, Capo, Joe Gigliotti is the one that hasn't fought in 6.5 years.
Absolutely.
Hammer fist by Demarques.
We are loving the chat, the comments. You guys are ruthless, funny, and very kind.
Making this
All in
night
one.
even better.
Hit that like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Let's go.
You know, Jackson is 0-2 in Bellator. He's been there, fought great fighters.
Yeah, see, I told you, it's going to be very hard to take Demarques down. He wrestles killers all the time.
Looping right hand by Joe, and Gigliotti just goes with that straight left.
You finally saw a calf kick. Finally.
Yes, yeah. I mean, you know, we're noticing the guys who are threatening the
big right
takedowns
hand.
are the ones who are winning. Whether they win by grapple exchanges or ground and pound, they're winning because they are showing the level change.
Well, it's a common consensus that wrestling is the best base in MMA.
But
Capo in trouble now.
He hooks the arm. He slips in the anaconda. He's got it.
Kind of choke.
He's got to walk his legs towards his body to make that tight. They're both very dry. He needs to hook that leg. If he can hook that leg, it's over. But he's doing. Gigliotti's doing a great job. Yes, he is.
You see Gigliotti on a single leg straight away coming out of that submission.
Serious trouble right there. Did a great job defensively.
Wow, that was close. When guys get that locked up, especially dry, that's tight.
Yeah, and he stayed calm and stayed patient and worked his way out of it. And now he's controlling the wrestling. He came out of an almost finished submission, got a single leg, and is now starting to take the back of Demarques Jackson.
Yeah, got a hook in now as well.
Left-handed punch, Joe Gigliotti.
Gigliotti listening to his corner, and right when he told him to punch it, that's exactly what he's doing.
He's doing a great job of listening to his corner. It's one of the benefits of getting a takedown in front of your own team.
Absolutely.
Trying to get that rear naked choke in.
He doesn't have it, though. He doesn't have the right angle. Demarques needs to work, maybe go to his back to get into his guard. There he goes.
And there he goes.
And now he has a half guard.
And big elbow.
Which personally, I think top half guard is one of the most dominant positions in MMA, especially if you know how to utilize your striking, utilize your elbows, because you can set up submissions, you can set up advances, you can get TKO finishes from a good, strong half guard.
Capo doing a great job being heavy on top of Demarques Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'll go from side control just to half guard.
Absolutely.
It's just more dominant.
I would much rather be in half guard than most top positions.
Still a minute 32 left in this opening round.
See, I think Demarques Jackson really needs to get his right inside hook into the leg of Joe Gigliotti, and I think once he can
move him.
Yes, exactly. Once he can start elevating, start getting his hips out from underneath. Right now, he's pretty much holding him on top, which is not going to allow the escape or the sweep.
Well, his back is flat. He needs to get to a hip. He needs to get that knee in. He needs to explode. He needs to get a frame.
And Gigliotti, the one thing he's doing, staying busy, not just sitting there.
There you go, there you go. Nice explosion. Oh, almost
straight
got
back
out.
into half guard, though. Gigliotti's doing an amazing job of keeping this control and just riding the top position. You can see he's using an active shoulder pressure on the face of Demarques Jackson.
Which wears
is,
you out.
Exactly, and it stops you from being able to turn back in. Because for Jackson, he needs to either get his right hook in with his foot, or he needs to find his right underhook with his arm and start to elevate. And keeping that shoulder pressure and his face turned away really eliminates those possibilities.
Guy came up with the left-handed, with an elbow with the left, had done so in the right. Capo trying to take advantage of this time that he has on top and staying busy.
It's just important, too. Gigliotti's getting this round under his belt. Like, he's going to get this one in the bank. This round's huge because Demarques is a very dangerous opponent, and he knows if he can bank this one, then he's going to have a greater advantage of getting the win.
Excellent point that you've been out of the cage for 6.5 years, and you hear that 10-second clacker to survive that opening round.
You're on
Absolutely.
top. You got out of a tight submission and controlled the entirety of the rest of the round. That's an impressive round by Joe Capo Gigliotti.
Knock that ring rust off.
No, what ring rust? This not real?
It's not real, that's right. That's right, it's all mental.
Listen, he did a great. You thought he was in danger. He was right in front of us, and that choke looked like it was in pretty hard, pretty deep. But he did exactly what he needed to do defensively, Ian, to get out.
Yeah, absolutely. He held him down. Demarques needs to do something this next round.
You know, we get asked all the time about people who've been out for such a long time, is ring rust real? But I think you can see watching these replays now of round one, what ring rust? Joe Gigliotti has done such an incredible job. He went for the takedown straight away. He threatened the takedown. He didn't necessarily finish it, but he capitalized on everything that Demarques Jackson gave him.
Yeah, you're right about ring rust, right? It's a mental thing. However, if you're fighting more actively, you're going to be more calm, and you're probably going to perform a little better. However, you do not need to get in your mind, if I don't fight for a while, I come back, I'm not going to perform. You still can perform. It's mental.
I'm going to be honest. Every time I've had a lot of time off, and this gives me confidence about my next surgery, the fight I've had coming back has been my best fight.
Big right hand by Gigliotti.
I really am not a believer in ring rust. I think if you keep yourself mentally active,
wow,
it just doesn't exist. Joe Gigliotti is rolling out of everything.
Yeah, that was wild.
Oh, big right hand by Demarques.
Well, you have to think, Demarques likely lost that round. It was pretty back and forth for the first half, but it was all Capo Gigliotti to end it. So Demarques needs to come out and really get
nice
active.
left hook.
Big left hand.
Straight into a takedown for Joe Gigliotti.
He doesn't have his
by
hands
Gigliotti,
off.
though, on that, because he was in trouble right there, and at least changing levels gets him a moment of breather.
Yeah, I mean, that was just good instinct, right? You got caught with the hard left hook. You level change in. If he could have got his hands locked, he would have been able to get the takedown. But great defense by Marquez.
You can see he's switched to the single leg now. He didn't get his hands locked on the double, so he's switching to the single. And he's kind of just holding it and riding it out. I think he's waiting to see where Demarques Jackson goes with his defense.
And right on cue, that's what happens. Demarques tries that uppercut right at the break. Capo with the left, and then he absorbs one.
Demarques is walking forward.
Demarques is trying to find that right hand.
That was a right-left combination.
That
Capo.
It was like an elbow,
uppercut.
forearm.
Yeah, I'm not
Now
sure.
he's got him again in that choke.
Yeah,
Get the position
I
again.
don't think you should never go for that to abandon position. Position, damage, submission.
Exactly.
Especially in a
Now
fight
Capo's
that you
on
might
top.
be losing.
Demarques Johnson was winning the striking exchanges, decided to go for a submission, and is now in bottom half guard again, which was what likely caused him to lose round one. Joe Gigliotti has such a strong such a strong top half guard and does a really great job of not letting you move.
Look at the punches that he's throwing. Capo's staying busy. It's the ground and pound. Busy fighter.
And I'm not going to lie, in my early career, I would do the same thing. Jump on guillotines early in the fight. You know, unless you really have it and that's just your thing, you get everybody, get the position first.
Yeah, or
then
unless it's
find-
like 30 seconds left in the last
Exactly,
round, you know,
but
like
not
last-ditch effort. But you can see, this is the perfect position for Gigliotti on top in half guard because he has Jackson pressed up against the cage, which means that he can't hip escape.
And to your point, he did it in the first round as well.
Absolutely. This is clearly a position that he feels like he's dominant in,
Oh,
and he's
massive.
showing that he is.
Two massive elbows raining down on Demarques Jackson. Then a straight right hand.
He's got over 2 minutes left to do damage. Demarques
Boom.
has to move. He has to do something.
Demarques is just looking at him.
Yeah.
Did you see that? He's just looking at him as he's getting elbowed in the face.
Watch Gigliotti trying to separate that left arm so he can continue to pound away. Official right on top of the action.
You know, Demarques was just winning on the feet. He has to have that sense of urgency to get up. Here we go. He's trying to sweep him. But
And
now
he's
there
gonna
we
get
go.
a big
Up and out.
Oh,
There we go. Break.
Wow.
What a fight.
good smile from Demarques Jackson. Let's hope he tries to keep it on the feet a little more because I actually think he has the better boxing in this matchup.
And there you see that side kick that lands as well. Gigliotti changes levels again.
And he's got his hands together on the double leg.
He's also in the
And the
guillotine.
reversal from Demarques, and
He's
he
got in
gets
the
the
guillotine.
Wow.
What a finish!
Wow, what a finish.
He locked up that guillotine as he sprawled across the cage.
You know what? He was pretty confidently losing a lot of those grappling exchanges, and then to get a finish like that, he has to be so proud of himself now. You look at the replay, you see that Gigliotti went for the double leg takedown, got the double leg takedown, but as they were hitting the ground, Demarques gets his head, wraps it up, reverses it, takes the mount, and finishes that topside guillotine. That was a thing of absolute beauty. Not only did he finish the topside guillotine, he finished it with the arm in. He did such a great job. I can only imagine that Gigliotti is quite disappointed now because he was winning the fight up until he wasn't. But that's the beautiful thing about MMA, is that you're doing well until you're not.
And the other thing about it, he made a mistake. Demarques made a mistake earlier, went for the submission when he shouldn't have, but then he comes back with submission and gets the finish that way.
Yeah, you know what? And we were kind of talking about how maybe that was kind of silly to do. And
right.
like, I'll eat my words. He pulled that off. He locked up a submission as he was hitting the ground, as his back was hitting the ground, and thankfully got the reversal and actually finished it. That was the third attempt that he had trying to hit a choke. He went for, what was it, like an anaconda choke?
Yep.
Then he went for a guillotine, and now he hit the guillotine. It's a
Flying knee
beautiful
as well.
flying knee that Gigliotti just rolls out of. He eats a flying knee and back rolls out of it. You can see that Demarques Jackson absolutely had the advantage with the boxing. I believe he was hitting a lot harder than Gigliotti, but Gigliotti was hitting beautiful takedowns. Jackson rocks him with an uppercut. Gigliotti goes straight into the takedown. Jackson tries to lock up a submission. Gigliotti overtook that round, kept it in top half guard, which was where he was dominant. Got some beautiful strikes, but ultimately ended up getting finished.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Jimmy Neely calls a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 33 seconds of the second round, declaring your winner by submission via a guillotine choke, Demarques Scrap Iron Jackson.
Demarques, what an amazing performance. I know you put so much into this fight. Obviously, he took you down a few times, kind of had you in some strange positions. You jumped on that guillotine. How does it feel to get the comeback and get the W?
Hey, winning is a habit and losing is a habit. I'm tired of fucking losing.
There you go. Man, is there anyone you would like to thank? I know you've been working so much on your wrestling. You've been doing such a great job, man. And you have an amazing team behind you at Kill Cliff Fight Club.
Greg, Chuck, Nick, big man back home in Florida, Henry, Sean, Dieter's in the back about to come out here and do work. Corey Peacock's been with me for a while, you know, Coach Stroud, all the guys at Stanford. If I miss anyone, my bad, but love y'all guys. He's a big boy, and I'm tired.
There you had it, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Demarques Jackson. Good job, brother.